What is the crack, friends? Bazzy here with a Memory of Chaos tutorial video of sorts, I suppose. She won't know what hit her. So yes, we're going through floor 1. I'm going to talk through the teams I used, my method. If you have any comments, suggestions or questions, fire away in the comments below. So yeah, team 1 is going to be a quantum and physical setup. So if you have Sealy or Silverwolf, you are absolutely laughing. I put Natasha and Physical Trailblazer in here because of just the physical setup, but they're not really that important. Team 2 is a little bit more cheese because I don't have that many DPS built. As you can see on the left hand side, I've kind of ignored a lot of the key players. So I have Welt and I have Luocha as the main imaginary dealers. I have Sampo because, you know, he's the best thing since sliced bread, and Ting Yun just to kind of buff any and all damage I can throw out. And I always like Silverwolf's technique just because it does cool animation. That's primarily why, but also the weakness debuffs. Now, of course, this guy has quantum and physical weaknesses, so her impair isn't going to do too much apart from hopefully do a bit more damage and strip him of his defense and or speed.
This combat needs This is double speed.
This is double speed. Happy days. Yeah, Sealy. If you have Sealy, and I hope that you do, because I know she was the first character. People maybe didn't know if she was going to be power crept or not. But you know, 32k damage. You know, she has, I think, Herda's light cone that you get from the simulated universe. Just put all your money and resources into her ultimate and she'll be able to do that kind of silliness. So we're on to the mob number 2, which is arguably the harder one because of what bans she might do. So she's going to ban basic attacks. Again, if you have a healer like Natasha, you can afford to disregard all these rules and bash away at her. Sealy's just going to behead her. See, like, Memory of Chaos was so much more difficult when I only had one healer, because Natasha, I just wanted to kind of clone her and split her in two. Whereas now, with Luocha and more healers coming on board, you have a little bit more freedom to, we're going to pop a heal here just in case there's silly business, and
rules are made to be broken.
Go on, give them an L bop.
What a headache.
We're gonna kill him first so that we get resurgence. We get that extra attack. Kill. Everything dies. And there is part 1 done and dusted. Team 2 is a little bit more interesting because not one of these characters really jumps out as a main DPS, but we go and see. So I pop Welt and Luocha's techniques because then Luocha can just focus on attacking. He can heal if there's any silly business goes down. They're all impaired and slowed, so we can get a sizable amount of turns in before they can retaliate. Sample just with the debuffs just to kind of take advantage of the Memory of Chaos nihility kind of bonuses that are kind of going this patch. Ting Yun just going to attack them with her fan because, you know,
you chose the wrong enemy.
The power she has. Luocha not doing crazy damage, but we do want to get the ult off early so that we can dispel the Mara life revive thing. If you're between two minds about getting Luocha, I would highly recommend getting him just purely because we know that the Mara are going to be repetitive kind of mob in Memory of Chaos, and he just disintegrates them. So I would definitely keep him in mind. I wouldn't mind as well, like, I heavily invested in Natasha, and as soon as I got Luocha, you know, within a matter of, I'd say about an hour of grinding his materials, he's out healing her, out damaging her, and he has imaginary, which is kind of a niche element to be after. So he's Natasha, not even 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, he's like
Let's
10.0.
wait and see.
So definitely would highly recommend them.
Repay.
Like, look at
We're in
this.
trouble
We're
now.
basically we're invincible. The only thing is that my Luocha, and you can see the build at the very end of the video, he has 3.5k attack. So his multipliers aren't that great because he's not doing that great normal attack damage. So I might mess around with his build a little bit. We'll have to see. Because I think I have too much attack that he's not doing much damage, but he's just healing. He's doing good healing through it, so we'll see. But yeah, as the fight continues, you can just see this is quite a boring team to play, but especially with floor 1, it's very effective because Luocha's just going to debuff the self-revive, Welt is just going to slow everyone down, Sampo just take advantage of the debuffs, and Tingyun is just so useful in any situation that you can just pop her in for the laugh,
Welcome,
get her daily
customers.
exercise in. So like I said, not a main DPS in sight on the team, but together they all kind of pull it off. We still have a good few turns left before the cutoff for the 3-star,
Talk.
but yeah, not a lot of damage being put out to us, so we don't even have fear. You might be able to, depending on how much HP your main team is, might even be able to do this without a healer. If DPS is your problem, maybe replacing a healer,
I'll see you
because
off.
Luocha hasn't even had any cause or need to pop a heal. And yet we're approaching turn 32.
I owe you.
Oh, there we go.
Repay.
He's making me look stupid.
Let's be friends. Yeah.
And who's gonna get the final shot on this guy? Oh, Luocha, go for it. And there you go. 32 remaining cycles. So we have the first 3 floors cleared, and I will be making videos on them if I have any useful advice to share, or maybe I'm looking for some help, but you can look forward to those. Quick look at my build. I'm not a whale, but I have invested a lot of time in specific characters. So my Seelie is level 80. She has the Herda light cone. I've leveled up a lot of her traces and invested. It takes so long to level relics in this game. Well, similarly, I did get his light cone. Thankfully, it wasn't a Himiko copy. He's not fully leveled on his traces, and his gear is kind of a bit sparse. Again, no constellations or dolins. Luocha, shared feeling, I think is the best light cone that I have for him. Again, not really sure on the traces, but again, a kind of a average investment. And finally, Silver Wolf is kind of the main component. Using her event light cone, not too heavily vested in the traces, but again, gear maybe level 10 and above should be enough without wasting too much resources. And there you have it, my floor 1 tutorial / walkthrough. If you found this useful, give us a like and a follow, and I'll see you in the next one. Get wrecked!